We will call the June 5th meeting of the Coralville Planning and Zoning Commission to order. Ashton, would you please take the roll?
Snyder.
Here.
Nguyen.
Here.
Taylor. Fessler.
Here.
Aaron's.
Here.
Wilson.
Here.
Wendman.
Here.
Okay, thank you. Now you have the agenda before you, and I'll entertain a motion to approve that agenda for this evening.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we will move ahead with that. Also, you have the minutes of the May 1st meeting. Has everybody had a chance to look over those?
Yep.
Do we have any additions or corrections? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to accept those.
So moved.
Molly? Second by Lynn?
Wait.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now we're ready to open the public hearing, which is a request by Coral Galleria LC for the approval of the amended PUD-1, PUD-A site plan and an amended preliminary plat for Coral Galleria Part 4. That public hearing is open. Anyone to speak to that? Okay, seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. And we will consider the approval of the amended PUD-1, PUD-A site plan.
So moved.
Moved by Aaron's,
Second.
second by Snyder. Is there any discussion, any questions?
Okay. All right, we'll go through the amended site plan first. Coral Galleria, I'm sure you all know where Coral Galleria is, but Longhorn Steakhouse is here, Residence Inn is here, railroad track, Highway 6, James Street, going across south. So what we're doing, this is part 4, so this is the 4th time this has been amended. But what they're amending it to now is they had the former site plan had these 2 lots here, and the rest of this was an outlot. So, and as was the preliminary plat. So what we're doing now is, on the amended site plan, we're looking at 3 more lots, lot 1, or 4 more, I'm sorry, lot 1, 2, 3, and 4, which would all be buildable, single occupant lots for one business, one building, one business. Whereas before, there was a larger strip mall here, and then this area up here was all parking. So he's amending it, making the multi-tenant buildings shorter and adding these 4 buildable commercial lots. So he's putting in this driveway. This is actually a private street running from James all the way through here. It will tie into this access that comes out of here that's already in place, and then there's a right in and right out access right here onto Coral Ridge Ave. So, and the reason this has to be done as a private street is because if not, then these lots wouldn't be legal, they wouldn't have any frontage. So these 3 lots, in order to have frontage, we're making him put this private street in here, and it will be private, he will be responsible for maintenance and everything of it, but it will be built to city street standards. So that's the amended amended site plan we're looking at. And the preliminary plat is here. And so on the preliminary plat, he's showing lots 1, 2, 3, and 4. He's showing this lot here still is a lot, but it'll be for future development. And then he's showing this private road through here. So those are the 2 amended things we're looking at tonight, the site plan and the preliminary plat.
Questions? So do we need to vote first on the amended site plan and then on the preliminary plat?
Yeah,
Okay.
individual votes on them.
So we have a motion on the floor to consider the approval of the amended PUD-A plan. Do we need a roll call on that, Jim?
Yes, please.
Okay. Ashton?
Snyder.
Yes.
Nguyen,
Yes.
Taylor, Fessler,
Yes.
Aaron's,
Yep.
Wilson,
Yes.
Wenman.
Yes.
Okay, now I need a motion to consider approval of the amended preliminary site plan.
So moved.
When?
Second.
Second?
Second.
Second by Aaron's.
We can probably just go to vote.
Questions? No access on, from Highway 6 then?
There will be no access from Highway 6 or 22nd. All the access will be on James. We don't, there's a railroad track here
Yeah,
for
right.
two reasons, and DOT controls access points on Highway 6. The railroad is even more difficult to work with than the DOT, so, and they won't give us a crossing there, or they would not give us a crossing there.
That's right.
So there won't be any access on this short strip here either. It'll all be shared. These two existing lots that we proved previously have a shared access here. Then this is a shared, kind of a shared access to lot number 1, and then they can go across in front of these two lots and have access there. And then this one will be, with the private road, will be the access points for the remainder of the development.
Okay. Okay, roll call, please.
Nguyen,
Yes.
Fessler,
Yes?
Aaron's,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Wenman,
Yes.
Snyder.
Yes.
Okay, we'll now open a public hearing for the approval of the PUD-B site plan and final plat of Coral Galleria, Part 4, Lot 1.
Okay.
Anyone to speak to that? Okay, we'll close the public hearing, and I need a motion to consider approval of the PUD-B site plan.
So moved.
Moved by Wenman,
Second.
second by Wilson.
What do you got?
Questions, discussion? Okay, can we do a?
Do you want to go over this, Jim?
Okay, no, I'll go through this. I'm trying to blow it up for us so we can see better, because we're only looking at one lot. All right, so this is lot number 1. This is the beginning of the private road, and we're just doing a final plat on this lot, and we're doing a PUD-B site plan on this lot. So we're not showing the rest of this because it's preliminary platted, but he's not wishing to plat that at this time. He's only going to plat lot number 1 and work with the development on lot number 1. So it is a car wash. I will show you the elevations of the car wash after we've gone through this. But you will come in through this new access point, drive through here. There's 3 lanes going up to here. There's 3 pay stations here, one here, and one in the building here. And then you'll have to get on a single file and come through the tunnel for the car wash. And if that's all you want to do is get a car wash and leave, then you can just come and leave. If you want to go through the vacuum area, you would just come through here, and there's all sorts of vacuums in here to vacuum your car, to detail your car out after you've washed it. And then you go up here, and you could exit. Quickest way would be out through here to get back to James Street. So that's how it laid out. This is pretty much a car wash, and I don't know if you remember this one or not, we looked at previously. I'm not even sure it got to P&Z. Same type of car wash, only the vacuum cleaners were outside, not inside, and they were all in a line, and they had great big hoses hanging out from them like this. And there was a whole row of them where this building would have been. That would have been a whole row of that to look at. And that didn't, I don't believe that got past. Okay, well, so that didn't even get past staff. That was really bad. So he has, he's redone it. That's the same gentleman. He's redone it to this so that everything is contained inside. So we can kind of go through these. Oops, let me get it smaller now. A little too small. Well, this is just some grading plans that we have for the car wash. Utility plans. This would be the landscaping layout. You can see that he's landscaped all the way around the building here. He's got landscaping on this side to give a buffer zone from the drive-in area from the adjoining lots. Headlight screening, because he has parking here, headlight screening along the railroad track on Highway 6. And then he has all through Coral Galleria, through the whole development, we're requiring a landscape berm with plantings here, because mostly when you see these buildings, you're kind of going to be looking at the back of all the future buildings, so we're screening all of the trash areas and the loading areas and all of that. So this will continue through the whole development. So this is the car wash. Now, this pretty much follows, when we first did Coral Galleria back in 14 or 13, whenever it started out, we had covenances on building design, materials, and colors. And that was for the entire development. Now, although we've amended the development 4 times, the building design standards have never been changed. So the materials are basically stone and brick. You can have siding on them. You can have, the metal window trims and everything on them. But predominantly, we're looking at brick and stone. So when we first saw this car wash, it had very little anything on it. So, and this is basically the building design of the 2 buildings that are already been approved that are going to be built there. The 5 Guys is going in one of them, and then there's another one there. And so he's changed it, look at the outside of his building to match a building development covenances. So we've gone a long way with him to design his building, and he's done a really good job of giving us the materials we want. The only thing we're still working our way through is the orange color, because the colors originally said earth tone. Well, that was really popular back when this first started. Now earth tone isn't mentioned so much anymore, but we're looking for a more muted color than this bright orange on here. So that we don't want the bright orange on here because it just doesn't follow the covenants as the way they were first meant to be. And then this is metal. And there's no metal siding in the covenants either. So, and he's working on redesigning right now to work on the color and to work on a substitute for this metal. We haven't seen that yet because he's still working on it. And we've been working on this for a couple of months now to get this to this point. And we feel he's done a really good job. The other thing we're asking him to do is the other buildings also have just short parapets on the ends here to kind of give the building a little definition. They're not this tall, so we're asking him to lower this to the height that the parapets on the other side of the building would be, which basically is about 6 foot above this roof line. This is higher than that, appears to be higher than that anyhow, so we're asking him to lower it down. Give us a substitute color if he wants to keep color on here, a substitute color for the orange, and then to get rid of the metal. So, like I say, we haven't seen that yet. So I would ask you to approve this contingent on us seeing the changes and staff being satisfied with the changes before this would go on to council. Just approve it, disapprove it, whatever you want to do, but if you approve it with that contingency on it.
So you're saying just contingent to some aesthetic changes?
Yes,
I
exactly.
could just amend my motion to incorporate the changes you just mentioned.
Yep.
Okay, I'll
We vote on
amend my motion contingent on approval with the staff then.
Okay, and we'll just need a second on that.
Second. Now we'll vote on the amended
Right.
approval.
We have an amended motion on the floor.
That doesn't need to be a
Does
roll
everybody
call.
understand what the amended motion is?
That
Okay.
doesn't need to be a roll
Aesthetic
call.
changes.
Pardon me?
That doesn't need to be a roll call.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and consider the final plat with also that additional statement into it then?
Mhm, that'd be fine,
Okay.
yes.
So we need a motion for consideration of the final plat.
So moved with the same contingent approval of staff.
Okay.
Second.
Second by Wynn.
We
Okay, we need a roll call on this?
haven't had a roll call on actual approval of preliminary, of the PUD site plan yet. We just approved the contingency on it.
Oh, I
Did
thought
we
we were
not?
approving the whole thing. We just
Oh, so you
added,
approved it with the contingency?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
yes, all right.
So now
that's
we're
fine.
moving to the
Okay.
final
Understand.
plat with
Okay.
those conditions as well.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
And we do need a roll call for that.
Let's roll call that one.
Okay.
yes.
Fessler,
Yes?
Aaron's,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Wenman,
Yes.
Snyder,
Yes.
Wynn,
Yes.
Okay. That looks like all the business we have for this evening. Just want to remind everyone, we had moved the meeting for July to Tuesday, July 2nd. Was everybody okay with that?
I'll be out of town.
You'll be gone? Okay.
I'll be here unless something disastrous
Pardon
happens
me?
with, I'll be here unless something disastrous happens with the 4th of July, but.
Okay. So our next meeting will be Tuesday, July 2nd, to accommodate the Fourth Fest activities on the 3rd. So with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So
So
moved.
moved.
Oh,
Okay,
seconded.
moved by Snyder, second by Wilson. All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you.